English news reporting.
And a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear fellow citizens of the United States of America. Welcome to the East-West Show that is exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated brand of jewelry with 400 years of glorious history and hand-forged by 10 generations of the number one craftsman on the global earth. The name Wolfers together stand for a testimony to the spectacular and a share of the royal glory. So to the show today. With me is my dear friend, Mr. Chris Shahinian, former candidate for California Senate, and still active in the community with lots of issues. This is how much I like him. As a Democrat, he most of the time stands for common sense. And in terms of common sense, I believe this is the term, the only term that we are missing now whenever the American politics is concerned, right? So right now we have the head-scratching issues. Number one, the Daca issue that has been silent for quite some time. All of a sudden since last week, Donald Trump, our president, has brought it up, right? And the Supreme Court is trying to make a clear cut
case
to what to do. And in the meantime, we have the impeachment issue going on and on and on and on, whereas the public starts to see more and more clear picture of what has been done, what has not been done so far, until this moment when there is something contradictory itself. So we really have another head-scratching issues. To both issues, welcome back to the show. When I say back to the show, you're here for many times.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, number one, I'm going to take this opportunity to congratulate you for your upcoming great celebration that we're going to have, honoring Jack Chow for his achievement for organizing East-West TV show that you guys benefit, our community benefit, not just the Asian community, entire community benefit from this show that has been going for years, and the voice for the community, which normally you don't hear from CNN or Fox. Jack was providing
That's
the
the definition, yes.
Balanced voice to reach to the community so we can be better citizens, better informed for issues that coming for our country. The issues that very sensitive. We discuss many issues during the years, sensitive issues that affect our daily life. So I'm going to congratulate you for that great achievement, Jack.
Thank you very so much. I appreciate everything you said, except one thing that I have to correct a little bit. Right?
Go ahead.
It is not for my honor. It is for the honor of everybody participating. Ever since, altogether 1,370 shows cannot be done by one man. It's not a one-man job at all.
True.
It's a teamwork.
But I'm going to correct you one thing. Finish
and
it, I'm going to correct you.
And also, when you double-check the title itself, it is not in dedication, it's in celebration. When celebration, we're talking about celebrating something altogether. So in celebration of the 1,370 shows of the East-West program, we thank you to each of our special guests. That's the thing.
I want to correct you something.
Oh yeah,
as
go
your
ahead.
little brother, allow me to correct him.
It's a country of democracy.
Every ship has a captain, and he was the captain. That's what I have to say. You were the captain.
Right. Thank you.
Making the ship, go into this
Thank
direction.
you very much.
That was,
I
wasn't wrong what I said.
Thank you very much.
The man. So.
Yes, I am the captain, but I'm the poor captain taking a tough job at a tough time, When I say tough time, it is that this country has never been so divided.
Correct.
Right? These partisanship has never been so strong. Right? The fight between the partisans, between partisan people, or kind of brainwashed people, each of them are brainwashed to the same extent, are so severe that they sometimes forget what we need is a word common sense, not a party, a common sense.
But as we look at the media, the news that's feeding us, it's clear that we are a partisan country now.
Yeah.
So that's what we are. We don't have to fool ourselves. Our
That
country is
said,
divided.
that said, my poor captainship does not come easy.
True.
It is only work when you guys joining me, each stretching their own ideas and laid on the table and then laid for a discussion. So the more we discuss. And there's another point that I really like in your statement just now. We stand all together, a voice that you seldom hear from CNN.
True.
From
Or
even,
Fox.
or even Fox,
Yeah.
or even any of the mainstream media.
Because we know now that CNN belong to one group, I don't want to name, and Fox belong to the other group. And if you listen, yesterday was like a big day for impeachment. If you have two channels same time running, you could hear two completely different scenario, different outcome. Like we're living in a different country.
You are right.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. And the fact is that it is the money there. The money has the say. And I have an old term that I use so many times. If you can find out, follow the money. Right?
True.
So either CNN or Fox or whoever, they are money fed. The freedom we enjoy is that we are not by anybody's money fed. We earn our own and we do our own job. That's why we speak fairly without a burden on the shoulder, without being told what to say.
True.
Right? So that's the difference. Thank you very much for having pointed that out, that we are a voice that you seldom hear from other of the mainstream media. So altogether, 26th of November, that's a Tuesday. If you would have time, please be my guest to come over to EDI Center, and we have a big celebration there. Right? It might not be a huge crowd, but everything we do, everything we say might be significant. Right? So that said, as a start, you want to talk about Daca issue first or the impeachment issue first?
Let's cover the Daca issue because impeachment it's ongoing now.
Oh,
If you watch any news channel, it's covering what's going on in Washington.
Yeah,
DC.
exactly.
We will go there and then talk about that. Let's about Daca, and let me just. We know that President Obama approved the Daca.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump came.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you know what, this is not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back how things goes in our country.
Mm-hmm.
Any law to be approved by president, either president, when it has to go from House, get approved, and then go Senate approve, bill, and then president sign. When the president doesn't see that he has the power to make it law, president, he make executive orders.
Yeah.
He has the power. Constitution give him any president, he can have executive order.
Daca, it's a power given by Constitution.
Yes, an executive order. At the same time, for coming president has the same power to, cancel that executive order. So, therefore, it's President Obama signed. It was not the bill. It wasn't law that passed through Congress and Senate.
Executive order.
It was executive order. So, the President Trump has the luxury to refuse it, like he refused Cuba embassy to President Trump, Obama opened the relationship with Cuba. President Trump came, that was executive order. He just make it, cancel it. So the same thing. But Daca has a little bit issue that, relate to people. We talk about 800,000 people. 860,000. And President Trump, of course, when a Republican came in, again, this is like border issue, illegal immigrant crossing, and all this dilemma, and the numbers in immigrant community that's coming to the United States, especially from South America. If you are strategist, political strategist, you look at the numbers, you see every 10 people coming from South, 8 of them becomes Democrat. 8 of them. What does that mean? What does that mean?
All right. Okay.
It's mean the group that coming from South, it's benefiting one party, not the other party. It's very logical. If we're talking politics, you know what? Let's shut down the South border because 80% of coming supporting the other party. But the United States is not party line, country. We are a country that we like to welcome immigrants.
Let's take a moment out.
Okay.
All right. It looks that you mentioned something very important in a brand new area that we really have to stretch. Right. My dear friends, with me today is my dear brother Chris Shahinian, former candidate for California Senate. No wonder he was running for Senate because he really had his own political vision, the envision thing. Oh, by the way, I drive a built-in vision because I sometimes feel I'm lacking of the envision thing. All right, let's take a moment. We will be right back, please.
Everything expected, straight. It's like the same runway.
My name is Paul James. I'm host of English News.
And a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show, brothers and sisters. This is the East-West show that is exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family, designated brand of jewelry with 400 years of history and handforged by 10 generations of number one craftsmen on the global earth. Together, the name Wolfers stands for a testimony to the spectacular and a share of the royal glory. That brings us back to the show. With me today, my good friend Chris Shahinian, former candidate of California Senate. In the discussion of Daca first, he mentioned some area we have never been able to mention before. So I want you to start right up again from that point, because I really hate to miss it.
Well, as I said, if you're a political strategist, political strategy is all about numbers. If someone want to run for candidate, like myself or anybody, first they hire a consultant to see demographic on this district that you're going to run. Either, city council, mayor, so demographic is important. Who's lives in that district. So if, let's say, if we go take a Covina, we say, there's a 20% Asian, 60% Latino, and 20%
whatsoever.
So, and based on that, the candidate will make a decision. See how many of them Democrat. Okay, Latinos are 70% are Democrat, 30% are Republicans. So we know they divide, and then based on calculation, so they see what the chances are for the candidate to win or lose.
Analysis.
So in presidential, we talk about United States. They do the same thing. Each state they know California is a blue Democrat because
they do one by one.
One by one. But overall, if you look at the they see groups also. They see Latino where they stand, Asian issues, age. They look for everything. which channel you watch. If you watch EDI, East-West, they know you're watching EDI media. So they make great analysis. So on that, this lot of information comes in. And particularly when it comes to Latino community coming from South. At 80% coming from South they become registered Democrat. We're not talking illegal, legally. When they become citizen, when they're married, they become family, and this flow that coming from South, it's benefiting Democratic Party, and there's a reason why. I'm not saying that good or bad, but because working class family, they see Democratic Party are more aligned with their need agenda than the Republican Party, which is bad for the Republican because
You're saying more grassrooted?
yes, more so, and that's why majority of coming from South Mexican, they register as Democrat.
But
So-
they don't have a voting right
people
all of a sudden.
No. What I'm not talking about Daca. I'm talking about in general. I'm going to come to Daca.
Oh, okay.
Later I'm going to come. And if you're going to stop that, flow, from 80% coming, what else you can do? You have to shut the border, because by shutting down the border with President Trump, he's going to slow down that the big flow that he calls them illegal, drug dealer, all this. Yes, I have to be fair. Yes, there is some drug dealers crossing from our border. Yes, there is some criminals coming. But when we look at the big stretch
But
number,
to look at the generals, we
general, yes.
can't give them a definition like that.
true, that's what I'm saying. So, but in order to shut down that border, the first statement that Trump gave for his a statement to run for presidency, it was a border. Why? Because that's where the nest of Democratic Party is strengthening. So he want to cut that throat of that.
All right.
But it's backfired him, but he became the president. And for Daca, the same reason is Trump and the Republican Party are not willing to give 800,000 people to become legal. You know why?
All right, okay.
Because 80% of them, they're going to become Democrat registered, and the balance of power is shifting. More Democrat, that's mean less chance for.
It looks that you went a layer more down below than the surface, right? What
This is
what
because-
President Donald Trump is seeing is way after when they are confirmed,
True, yes.
when they are given the right route to citizenship. Am I right?
80% they're going to
There's
go to
one again
yes.
has more invasion.
Yes.
There's more invasion of
And
that
more Trump is closing that door, 80% is going to be
Okay, now-
90%. They're going to become
Okay,
registered.
now that belongs to the partisan side.
Yes.
Okay, now put that aside a little bit. Let's focus on the nature of the presidential order, right? There's a saying that Obama was unconstitutional, and Donald Trump, his so far now is constitutional. Do you agree to that definition?
No, that presidential order is given by Constitution. Any president can have an executive order. That's his right. That's Obama did. The same time, I could tell you that Trump is exercising his power. It doesn't mean that I support either one. I'm more support to Daca.
I understand.
I am support Daca, but
too.
I'm not supporting, which is a report came yesterday from immigration department, that there is thousands of them, thousands of Daca recipients. They are criminals, not once, twice, and some of them 10 times.
Yeah.
They've been arrested. So
Kick
I
them
have-
out.
Yeah, that's what But I think as American, we have to look in a eye that these people, they've been here for their childhood. Some of them 2 years, 3 years. They don't know any other country. But we have the power to identify who was a criminal, who's not.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
just like wipe
Yeah,
that
yeah.
people,
Okay.
take them down. and-
Put that aside a little bit, let's talk about this. With the whole immigration category, though, there are different issues. One issue is the one that it stands more by the nature of preventing future incomings.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, now,
Absolutely right.
with that say, I kind of support it. Or when I say support, I mean that we really have to stop the illegal incoming. When they want to come, make it a legal way. There's a channel, go through that way. That's for the future.
I am 100% okay with that if we have the mechanism when people they applying, we will welcome them. If we have the mechanism, we don't have the mechanism now.
Okay. Now, number two, we have the 11 undocumented people.
11 million.
11 million undocumented people here. So they have been here for many years, so many years as a fact. In other words, they are rooted. They got married, they bought a house, they give birth to children, and they kind of network themselves all together, which is an existing fact.
Yes.
Right? Unless you find out who are the criminals who you kick out, the rest of those has to stay or have to stay. That is the problem number two. Problem number three is the Daca group, the 860,000 group, right? They came when they were a little kid, 2 years old, 3 years old, 5, 4, 6, whatsoever, some minor. They did not make a decision of their own. It was no fault of their own to be here. And yet, they are human. To them, there are no other countries to be called home, and no other language but English to be called the home language, right? No other food but hamburgers to be called their basic food. So to them, okay, 1, 2, 3, they are different issues. Do you agree with me?
But listen, remember what I said earlier. There's two American group now. If you belong to the group that you see there, what coming from South, it's going to benefit, this group. You look at this issue differently. That's what's happening now. We're not looking at Daca now as a, United States of Americans, policy that we have for 100 years. We're looking as a partisan issue now. Everything become politics now. Every single thing we talk now, it's about, partisan. It's not bipartisan anymore. It's just like, one group, two group. So that's why this Daca issue become very, very, very sensitive. Mm-hmm. So one group, see that, this is their right, and the other group, no, this is a red flag for our,
I would wonder if you would agree with me that it is not a partisanship issue, right? No politics at all.
It's
a kid is a kid. Kid needs food, needs school. That's it.
I understand that,
right?
And I'm an immigrant also. I know what the American policy
My
was,
question is that either party, would any of the either party have their bottom lines when humanitarianism is concerned?
Jack,
all right, for example, in your eye, human is human, and in everybody else's eye, human is not a human?
Well,
when partisanship is concerned?
This is when.
All right, let's take another moment now.
Yeah.
I hate to cut you short, but we really want to stretch it out. So stay with me, my dear friend. We'll be right back, please.
Everything is expected and straight. It's like it seems wrong ways.
My name is Paul James. I host English News in the morning.
And a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to the show. With me is my good friend, Mr. Chris Shaheen, a wonderful name for California Senate. He did try Anyway, I believe there's another time, another chance to try. When next try, and maybe not even California. Well, how about Congress? There is no limit of that, right? So we see lots of Congress members are being crazy, are acting crazy. They are probably doing their last shows. I don't know. Anyway, opportunity. You're talking about opportunity, which will come on an equal basis to everybody, right? Back to the issue itself, though.
I have to add one.
You were at the point of discussing, explaining why the bottom line of each party would look different.
Because I have to be honest, nothing is the same anymore, Jack. If you look 50 years ago, 20 years, 40 years ago, nothing is the same anymore. We changed, America changed. Our country has been changed drastically, and every day we are more getting divided than united. That's why everything comes from one group, the other group is opposing. This vice versa. That's why our future is not looking great. You said earlier we need people that center-minded. Yes, none. There's none. Everybody is belong to one group. And look at the impeachment. I'm going to go to the impeachment. When Democratic Party brought that impeachment on the House floor, not single Republican vote for the impeachment project. Not one single. All Democrat, all of 100%, they vote for me. You see the difference now? See?
Yeah.
It used to be like, mixed number.
It's a democratic thing.
Yeah, that shows how much we divided. We are divided, clearly,
strictly by the party line. Not even one vote.
Not even one vote will say yes or no. That's
That's a tragedy.
That's a tragedy. It is tragedy that that we look at it now. We think this is what Democrat is doing right, or Republican doing right, but we are dividing one another. That's what it's sad. That's what it's heartbreaking. That's why I'm not allowing myself to.
If you look back in for some time, like 2003, when we invaded Iraq, on that vote though, you see Democratic vote no, and you see Republican voted yes. And much later, talking about the Supreme Court judge, right? And with the name, with the processing, with the nomination, there goes also vote that kind of cross-lined.
True.
Right?
Yes.
And now with the judge, with the brand new Supreme Court judge, the vote is still cross-lined somehow.
Because
and never have once has it been so clearly 100% line cut of no vote across. What does that mean?
Well, that's mean.
Are we more united?
Well, when it
Are
comes
we
to
more
Supreme Court,
divided?
it comes to Supreme Court, because we know that Supreme Court, until now, that will change, because that becomes, we start looking at, 4 appointed by Bush, 2 appointed. We are dividing, but hopefully we keep the Supreme Court as a non-partisan, group. So otherwise, if the Supreme Court become partisan, then we lost everything that our founding fathers they put at that balance of power. That the balance of power that we have, it's protecting us for years, for 230 years more than that. So, but we don't want to lose that. We have to keep the Supreme Court, as independent as possible from this partisan issue. But when it comes to other issue,
sure.
The
tragedy, my friend, lies in the following fact. Here in this country, we always talk about checks and balances.
Yes.
Of the 3 branches, right? The executive branch, right? The justice branch, and the Congress, right? As the branch that makes the laws. Now, we have the executive branch totally on one side, right? And we have the the judges so far almost clearly line up with the partisanship.
Yes.
And then we have the Congress. You know that it is divided so clearly, so severely, even with closed eyes. Where is our checks and the balance? That's my concern. That's my worry of the poor captain.
The most powerful check and balance that we have, the most powerful that we have in our Constitution, the top big.
Yes,
We,
the people.
That's what we have. Election. That's what we are. We have all these things that we
Come on, man.
We
Yeah.
are the balance of power that we have.
We the
have the
people.
power to move anyone that it doesn't align with
But that's
our
a
ideology.
slogan, man. That's a
It's
slogan.
not slogan, Jack. This
Not
is,
a reality.
It's reality is changing, correct? Because
In reality, I give you an example to totally define what is we the people. Do you remember last year the proposition number 6? You and I talked so many times.
yes.
Right? We the people decided.
I want to separate two things. We the people, we still have power. We are influenced by, but we are influenced
No.
by.
Influence is a too mild a word.
But when they have
Cheated is the word.
okay, they can cheat because they have the money to go on TV, tell you know what, I'm going to fight for you.
Okay,
Believe me.
when cheating can be successful, where are we the people?
Next time somebody comes tell you, that this is what I'm going to do, fact check, tell me you're a liar, I'm not going to vote
When
for
I
you.
say proposition number 6, you know what I'm talking
I
about,
know. They lied to us. They lied.
gas tax
They
appeal,
lied to
right?
us. It was clear, but they were.
We voted yes on the bill,
And we knew they were
and
lying.
they lied with the explanation of the
Listen,
bill.
we knew that-
Your voting yes would mean the cut off of the infrastructure repair money.
We knew that,
And then we, the people, are cheated to vote a result that is totally against ourselves.
Jack, with the same people we have, 2 years, 4 years, you have election. You get up, collect signature. You can stop any bill. That's what we have. That's what we have. If you want to fight for corruption, let's fight for corruption.
I'm so pissed, Okay, that's why I'm asking, where is the checks and balance? The tripod is broken now.
A tripod is not broken. Tripod is weak now. I don't want to say
All right,
broken.
all right.
It's weak.
Okay.
And when you say broken, that that's it.
I
we're gone.
capitulate.
Yeah.
All right. I accept your word is getting weaker.
It's getting weaker. And then impeachment process is going to prove that we still have balance of power.
Let's talk about impeachment.
Okay.
All right. Let's take a break and we'll come back talk about impeachment.
To prove my point,
I still see the
system is
disappointment.
weak, but it's not broken. It's weak, but it's not broken.
All right. Anyway, I capitulate. I agree with you. It is a term of getting weaker. How
Yes.
about that? Right.
That's right.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Senator claims everything
Pretty
is
bad.
being
We have
expected
to
and
continue to
straight.
work
It's
on
like
it
it
now.
seems wrong way.
My name is Paul James. I host English News.
and a Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show, dear brothers and sisters. My dear fellow American citizen, please be back to the East-West show that is exclusively sponsored by Wolfers, the Belgian royal family designated brand of jewelry that has 400 years of glorious history and hand-forged by 10 generations of the #1 craftsman on the global earth. Together, the name Wolfers stands for a testimony to the spectacular and a share of the royal glory. And on top of that, when they decided to support this show, though, they support common sense. Do you think they have a good choice?
Yes, I think we have the common sense here.
Yeah.
That's what we did. Our discussion, even it's a heated discussion, even we disagree, but we are not disagreeing. Fundamentally, we are disagreeing that that common sense is true.
True, so true, so true. All the previous segments that you and I discussed, though, can be interpreted into one term, which is 2 words: common sense.
True.
Am I right?
I agree. I agree.
All right. Now you mentioned in the last segment that we probably can explain Daca, in which I have such the appointment of the tripod being weakened,
I agree.
that you want to show me the strong part of by talking about impeachment.
True.
Now I give it all to you.
Well,
I back up.
Yeah, because let me go back historically.
By the way,
yeah.
what's your partisanship?
What's mine?
What's your partisanship?
I'm Democrat.
You're a Democrat.
And I said so many times.
And
on
I
TV,
really want to make it a point to my audiences that my friend Chris Shakinin is a registered Democrat.
and let me tell you,
And by listening to him, you will see he's a man not of a partisan, but a man of common sense.
thank you for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's nothing wrong to be Democrat, and I'm when it comes to our party or our country, I will stand 100% with my country, not with my party. That should be
Good.
every American
good,
stand,
good.
regardless what party you have.
Good.
America first, our country first. Our party, yes, we have policy, we agree and we disagree, but we still, our country should come first. And
Now that you mentioned that definition, though, I noticed of the news report, for example, President Donald Trump of the Republicans, and then President Barack Obama of the Democrats. No, they are not off. They are from. At most, they are from. They are not off.
yeah,
They are president of the United States
I-
of America.
that's why, I said so many times, this impeachment process, it's not right. I said, let him finish his term. If you have vote him out. That's what needs to be done. And let's come into impeachment. Why
Right.
the impeachment
Please.
was there. And our founding fathers, Alexander Hamilton, was insist, it's, that, impeachment, it has to be on our constitution. So they argue, they fight, they make a case that, it has to be part of the constitution. Why? Knowing then that the whole revolution, American Revolution, started because King George was sitting giving orders, for everybody. Everybody has to follow one person order because it could be crazy, it could be anybody. His word is final word, and they were afraid that one day, President of United States, then they were afraid,
Could go crazy.
yeah, go crazy and becomes one person like, character like Hitler or Mussolini.
A
that can-
demagogue.
Yes, and then can destroy everything that we have done. And like we've seen that, third world country, general comes in,
All
make
right,
a coup,
all right.
make a coup, and then it changes the constitution, it changes everything. All of it become, his country, and he becomes king forever. And that's what I see that, there's genius of our founding fathers that they have. They look, 100, 200 years, ahead to protect.
Is the glorious 27th Amendment.
Yes. And then I'm going to come, how strong is that? They put that amendment there. And now that we came to the area that there's impeachment. There's a few times in our history impeachment happened. Recent history
Yeah.
is like, Clinton was, impeached. House was back then Republican. They supported the impeachment. They passed. Came to House, the Senate. Didn't have majority. At case closed. But the impeachment process, it's very legit. I agree. If we see something, executive branch, like we have done for so many judges, by the way, in our history, they didn't do something right. They, we just move them out, impeach them. But president, we have in constitution, if the president has treason, or now we're adding bribery, and now we're adding quid pro quo. Everybody's talking about that. But the impeachment process again, the House will call, collect information. That's what they're supposed to do. The House get information to see that if there's anything impeachable. In our case now, because everything is partisan, without even looking, the fact Democrats decided, we're going to impeach the president. Okay, now the process is there. The process is fair. Process is fair. If you have information, if you know that, president did something, bring it on. Bring it on. Let's put light on it and let the people decide it. And what's happening now, what we're seeing every day, Democrats trying to show American people that, President Trump did pro quo, which it doesn't, show as those today.
Not a big deal, is it?
And today, Ambassador Gordman says, President Trump called me. When I called President, ask him, what do you want from Ukraine? Ambassador said, President responded, I don't want nothing. No pre-quoto. I want the Ukrainian to do the right thing. The case closed for me.
But he contradicted himself.
He contradicts. But he contradicts himself. He's going to be in trouble, by the way. That gentleman, with his statement was not right.
There's one time he lied anyway.
He lies so many times, but he's going to be in trouble. But let me back to procedure. If there's many players in this game. There's Giuliani, there's Pompeo, everybody's now. So there's a lot of element. But the impeachment process is to collect all this information. That's what do. And then after that, after they collect everything, the House will vote if there's impeachable, right? They're going to see. It might, but Democrat already decided to impeach the president. I don't like it.
That I have no doubt they will have the 100% vote to get the impeachment passed through the House.
We have that, and they have the
problem.
vote. They have, but the process is again the balance of power. They're going to go to Senate, right?
The Senate, yes.
What the Senate? Yesterday, Senator, I forgot his name, Lindsey Graham, right? Graham was on TV on Fox News because I watch Fox News. I watch CNN. I have my iPad. I collect information. I can have the knowledge of what's going on. He said, what? They're going to bring it on the floor. We're going to take 5 minutes to, close this case. 5 minutes. So basically, we know. But the process is there. Impeachment is right tool.
The core is that you want to get the supreme majority.
Two-thirds of...
which is 66 vote.
No one has that.
You don't have the 66 vote.
No, and they don't. Everybody knows that. And what Democrat is doing now, I'm a Democrat. Listen, probably a lot of Democrats, they're not going to like it. But we're trying to bring as much dirt on President Trump. They confuse people. They say, what? I'm not going to vote for Trump. Like same thing happened to Clinton, Hillary. You know what? I don't want to vote for him because there's a lot of issues, in this lady, a lot of, untruthing. Last a month from election, she lost a lot of votes. Same thing Democrat is doing. Politics now. Let's bring as much as dirt that we can, that the centrists, because Republicans they're going to vote for Trump for sure.
In other words, in addition to legal processing, though, somebody is creating an environment to put lots of dirt on this president.
That's politics, but what I'm saying, this is fair game.
And by that, they are doing the right thing because the other party can do the same.
Yes.
All right?
They done
and
it
then who suffered?
We suffered.
We the people.
Yes, that's what. But still,
we the people.
We the suffering.
It's their freedom to play the political game. It's their freedom to create the political environment, right? And we're the one.
We're the ones suffering.
Up.
That's why I agree with you. The system is getting weaker. It's not broken because the end.
So your evidence by using this impeachment does not support the idea, say, we still have a strong checks and the balance there.
It's getting weaker. But the balance there, because eventually President Trump, if it's clean, nothing, it's not going to be impeached. Simple.
To be frank,
he's going to get more support.
To be frank with you, I'm not a supporter of Donald Trump at all. From day one, I'm not. The only difference for me is that I was, since the starting of his presidency, I was totally on the left-hand side. And then after seeing so much, I caused myself to move towards the center. Now I'm in the middle of the road.
Let me give you good news. Majority of Americans are in center. Majority of Americans are in center, not Republican, not Democrat.
Probably
So
that's
the power of our
probably
country.
that's the hope.
That's the power of our country. That's what we have. That's
Right.
the power that we have, we the people. Because what happened to Clinton? Because Hillary Clinton 2016, she thought, she got the presidency. Every single poll, left and right, show that Clinton is the head big time. Guess what?
All of a sudden,
People,
yeah.
we the people say, you know what? No, you can't.
No.
You can't act like you're the president. You have to be elected to act like president. That's the power of people. That's why I say,
people did not trust her.
That's what I say. Still, system is.
Oh, by the way, to wrap up, I ask you a stupid question. I didn't look back into history though. In American history, has there been a successful impeachment except Bill Clinton, whose was denied by the Senate, and plus he apologized, and except that with Richard Nixon, who backed up himself, he resigned. So was there any before?
One was like Jackson. I don't want to wrong. It
We
was
want-
one
we wanna
president.
go-
One president. Yes, I don't remember his name. Was impeached, processed again, but never been impeached.
No, I mean, it was there, I know that. Was there one single successful impeachment?
No, never. We never
There
had
was-
that.
there was
We
none.
never had that, and we never will. We never will unless we have somebody, as president of the United States,
Treason,
like
a
Hitler,
real treason,
like
yeah.
Hitler. Yes, for sure.
yeah,
and
of
we
course.
all, just then we unite and then take that person down.
Okay, that I feel better now.
Good.
Then I feel better now. Okay, my dear friends, my lovely audience, we're way out of time, but I really feel that I deserve to be cut off a little bit to make it back to him. My dear brother Chris Shahidin, thank you very much, my dear friends, for watching, and thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you,
excellent opinions.
And congratulations
And
and happy
brand new
Thanksgiving.
opinions.
And happy Thanksgiving
Happy
for our
Thanksgiving.
communities also.
All right, good.